One of the most important things will be is to photograph the scene, to take sketch map, to make a videograph of the scene, to gather all of that evidence, to look for anything which might be related to the deceased around that crime scene. They're really the first steps that will be taken. But once the police have arrived, and if they've assessed it's an unexplained death, then yes, we would keep everybody from that room. We'd even keep nosy senior officers or other police officers away from the scene. The only people that would go into a house, which would be cordoned from the outside, there'd be a uniform officer outside of the house. Only critical people involved in the investigation will be allowed into that scene, and when they go into the scene, they will be dressed accordingly in order that they do not shed any of their own DNA or anything else from their bodies once they go into that crime scene to contaminate it. The important thing is when it's not clearly a murder investigation, in other words, there's not a knife or multiple gunshot wounds, one cannot be too careful. One has to treat it as an unexplained death, treat it as a crime scene, because afterwards, if one finds out that, in fact, it is natural causes or some other incident, then it's easy to wind the thing down. But it's very, very difficult, once you've created a situation where the crime scene or the scene has been trampled on, to ramp it up again later on back into a crime scene, because one tends to lose so much evidence.
People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. The voice that you just heard, voice note, is from an interview that was done by a popular radio station. And the voice that you heard is a man called Mark Shields. When it comes to policing, when it comes to security, he would be considered as an expert. As a matter of fact, he was one of the deputy or assistant commissioner of Popo for a little while. Don't know if his time was up or he just got frustrated. He now has some sorts of security consultation business in a Jamrock. He was speaking about the issue as it pertains to the Silvera husband, former MP, and the wife, Melissa, that lost her life maybe about November 9th, I think, or 10th. Don't quote me on the dates. They said that it was natural causes. However, it turned out shockingly that she got 3 corn in her body where 3 corn is not supposed to be. So Mark Shields is asking the question. There was obviously no sorts of protocols followed, as in the crime scene, as in preserving the crime scene, as in the persons that were supposed to be there, meaning the doctor, the coroner, and the investigation from homicide. Based on what the Popo is saying, this Popo is now under scrutiny. This Popo was at a station. At that particular station, they were overman or underman and overwork. So therefore, the reason why he went by himself was because there was no other person there. One person had to stay and monitor the station. People, that is inexcusable. Here is the thing. Whenever somebody lose their life, questionable means, that means that them end up sleep and fall DEAD in a them sleep. The coroner has to be there. The Popo investigator qualified for taking crime scene notes has to be there. And the only person that can declare or pronounce that person DEAD is a doctor. So therefore there should have been at least 3 persons involved. However, the autopsy or the unofficial thing where them say is that it was a natural cause. Now, based on information that I am getting on things that are out there on social media, one person said that they were on the scene about a couple hours after and there was a whole bunch of BLOOD. However, based on information that is now out there, it is said that that bed is gone. That carpet or tile has been removed. So therefore, there was a total renovation. So therefore, when you hear an expert, as in Mark Shields, speak about preserving the crime scene, obviously that was not done. Obviously, these people were not trying to preserve any sorts of crime scene. These persons obviously was trying to do some sorts of cover up. So people, we've seen it all before, as it pertains to Paulwell, as it pertains to all other politicians that are involved in any sort of mysterious DEATH, mysterious money being missing, mysterious bad deeds. It seems as if they have a blanket, they are shielded by the system, meaning the popo, meaning the investigator, top to bottom, there is all sorts of corruption. So when we hear the lawyer for this man, Mr. Peter Champagne, saying that there's all sorts of rumors and propaganda on social media, certain things are clear as day. Certain things makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Certain things have all sorts of red flags, all sorts of questions, all sorts of controversy and drama, and this is one such case. This man definitely knows something. He cannot tell any rational, well-thinking person with an iota of sense that him no know where go on, or somebody is not trying to cover up, or he himself is not trying to cover up. But people like them say, it is all about the body club. It is all about your status in Jamaica that determine whether you get charged, whether you get convicted, whether you even get any sorts of question. Well, he was actually questioned for a day or two or so. So Mr. Mark Shield is telling you that, listen, after that crime scene was not preserved within the first hour or so, if them all come back now and say them have an active crime scene, it makes absolutely no sorts of sense, because everything is in a shamble. Everything has been rearranged, so therefore you cannot do any sorts of reenactment or get a proper reading of exactly what transpired. And people, that is what Jamaica is about, corruption and confusion. Pretty much they are using psychs to fool the masses. However, the masses has been fooled for a couple of decades now. So therefore, this is just going to be a next case that is going to be swept under the rug. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That is so true as it pertains to the JCF and the Department of Correction, because they keep making these criminals that are hardcore, that are charged or going to court for some serious crime, keep escaping. It is hard for them to catch them. However, it is easy for them to leave, get some sorts of pre-release, some sorts of furlough, don't know what you call it. And the same thing happened once again. Based on some information, verified, validated, confirmed, it is said that at least 7 prisoners broke out of the Arakabesa Power Station lockup that is in St. Mary. They are, number 1, Trey Walker, 24-year-old. He is from Claremont, St. Anne, just up the road. He was charged for REPR. Next person, number 2, Jamala Vernon, 25-year-old. He is from Boscobel, right round the corner. He is charged for robbery. Number 3 on the list, Philip Williams, 22-year-old. He is from Belfield, St. Mary. He was charged for pie with intent. Next person, number 4, Linton Bailey, 22-year-old. He is from Jacks River, St. Mary, same place. He was charged for SHOOTING. Next person, LaShawn Davidson, 26-year-old. He is from Jacks River, that is in St. Mary, charged for pie SHOOTING. Next person on the list, Nalando Atkinson, 22-year-old. He is from Pimento Walk, that is in St. Anne, Boscobel, St. Mary. He is charged for robbery. The next person, last but not least, Gavin Hurd, 28-year-old. He is from Stony Hill, that is in St. Andrew. That means in transplants. He is charged for the takeaway of lives. Now people, first thing first, based on what they are saying, at about 6 a.m., they went to go do some sorts of cell check. People, this is now 2023, almost 2024, couple of days before that elapsed. We're living in an information age. We're living in a very serious state, one of the worst places in the whole entire world. So you're telling me that these popo that are monitoring the station don't actually have CCTV with monitors that they can look at and check on every cell, make sure that these nice persons are behaving themselves. Most importantly, they are still there when it comes for count time. We count on these people to keep us safe and secure because that is what they say. However, people, what we've realized, don't know if it is because of bribe, don't know if it is because them fool, don't know if they not learn from the mistakes of themselves, but they keep doing the same thing over and over. So how is it rationalized when a country that is on the top 5 most dangerous place on planet Earth, you allow these people to escape willy-nilly just as if them they on furlough or early release or something? People, me no know where I go on, but like me say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different result. It is bad enough when it is going to affect you. However, when the people at Jamaica that are already under siege from these criminals, when we get our hear say them whole a couple of them, we are elated. Now when we hear say them gone again, we are going to be vexed, and rightfully so. So when we think about this, the past history, recent history, this is probably the only nation, the only country on Master God planet that does this, that have people escaping on a weekly, monthly or yearly basis and them not learn. You are going to tell me that you have a lockup but you don't have any sorts of permit offense. That means that anybody can go in, anybody can come out as soon or as they like. People, what is wrong with these people? They cannot be this dumb or cannot be this barefaced, meaning criminal, meaning licky. People, let me know what the problem is. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called Only in Jamaica. If you live as a croft, you are going to surely die by a croft. It might be natural cause, it might be in a very despicable way. In this part of the video, I am going to clarify a situation that took place on Red Hills Road yesterday or about a day or so ago at about 12:30 a.m. that is 30 minutes after midnight, where it is confirmed that 2 persons lost their life, 30-year-old Siobhan Shavy Palmer and 26-year-old Corey Twinny Hunter. Both of them from a Colbeck Avenue, Kingston 20 address. In the news, it is said that they pulled up on a bike after leaving or completing some sorts of job. Based on the information that I am getting, they actually live in the area. It was the people that came to take them out that rode up on the bike. Based on the information and based on the pictures that I saw, like I told you, the one named Shavy, he got nothing but X amount of head, SHOTS. They pretty much remove his cranium or his marrow with some sorts of tall-up rifle. The next one called Twinny, there is 2 of them. He also had a brother, that is Mr. Hunter. He also got corned up in the chest multiple times. Here is what the story on the street is. It is said that Mr. Shavy, he was in some sorts of case. He was some sorts of witness. He got bail. He was out on the street and it seems as if he might get some sorts of payment, whether it is from his friend or from the opposition. More than likely from friends, because them claim say, how comes him come out? He must attack. He must be some sorts of informant. So therefore, the brown one with the tattoo, he was actually the target. The tall one, which is Twinny, he happened to run in the wrong place at the wrong time. So pretty much what the street is saying is that when the people them roll up on the bike and them come for Shavy running at some sorts of bar. The 2 twins was there. Corey that is, him run in the same direction as the target, meaning SHA. So therefore when them blaze up SHA, them also blaze up one at the 20. The next one ran in a separate or a different direction. He was safe. However, people, based on the fact that they came from Mr. SHA as some sorts of informant, as some sorts of witness, it is said that those said men are now looking for the other twin that did not lose his life because he is now a witness. He might turn informant too, especially after his brother kicked the buckets. Here's the thing about the twins. Based on the information, it is said that the twins were supposed to migrate. However, there were two minor or two hiccups. Let's call it that. Based on the information, it is said that when they went to the embassy, because them did a bleach out, they are naturally BLACK, the people them at the place I say. No sir, this no look like uno look different. Uno look like uno have some sorts of uptown, some sorts of Syrian family BLOOD line. So therefore there were questions on that, and there were also questions on the fact that when they did some sorts of DRUGS tests, which is for Coco, which is for Bob Marley, it is said that they had an overwhelming amount of weed or Bob Marley in them system. So therefore they were delayed, or there was some sorts of hiccup or itchings. So pretty much, had these two twins had ambition, and I am not saying that they don't, had they just live a normal life, keep the pigmentation that they had, and stop, lay off of the weed, and when them reach up that them can smoke as much as they want, whether it is medical or the original Bob Marley, them couldn't wait and they got delayed, and that delayed caused one of those twins to lose them life and the next one upon the run right now. Hopefully he would learn from the mistakes of his brother or the mistake that they made, and hopefully him can take for himself and reach a foreign or before these people get a hold of them, because you know that they will. Point blank and period. So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.